All right, I got some requests for the Noat Meal recipe, so I'm actually going to do two different videos. I'm going to do a hot Noat Meal and an overnight Noat Meal. So this one is my overnight Noat Meal recipe. And it doesn't even need to be refrigerated. Have you ever done refrigerator oatmeal? I have, and it's really, really good. Um, but I actually am making it the night before. I'm going to eat it tomorrow. And then but I make this and I can eat it in like 30 minutes to an hour. So it doesn't even need to be overnight. So here are the basic things that you need. You can, of course, add things in, but you need chia seeds. You need milled flax seed. Some sort of milk. I'm using unsweetened vanilla almond milk. What? That all the time. You can use any kind of milk that you want to, though. And that's what you need to make the Noat Meal part. You also need some toppings, and tonight I am going to put on blackberries, walnuts, and honey. Yeah. So I'll talk about that at the end of the video, what other add-ins you can do. So I'm going to start by turning on my scale because I'm going to measure out my chia and my flax by weight. Otherwise, you want a 1/4 cup of each. I'm also going to put in about a cup of almond milk into my mason jar. The ratio is this. For every 1 part of chia and flax, which are the same amount. So if I use a 1/4 cup of flax and I use a 1/4 cup of chia, you want a cup of milk. So is that 1 to 1 to 2? Is that the right ratio? Anyway, we don't do ratios in 5th grade, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to put in 26 grams, which is a 1/4 cup of the flax. And one of these days I might be better at like filming and stuff so you can actually see me like put stuff in there, but for now you're just gonna have to trust that that's exactly what I'm doing. And my kitchen's a mess, so I don't really want you to see that. And then how much? 52 grams of the chia, which I didn't zero out so that's 78. I didn't zero out my scale, so I gotta get up to 78 grams. And that's just combined. Okay. Almost. Alright, 79. Well, what are you gonna do? Yeah, and I don't need my scale anymore, so I'm gonna turn it off. Now, I'm gonna take my spoon and I am going to mix this up. And it doesn't take that long to incorporate. Right now it's really thin and runny, but in an hour it's going to be so thick and delicious. So I'm actually going to put in my berries now. Of course, if you want to measure it out, you can, but this isn't, since I'm eating it on a Sunday, I don't really worry too much about measurements and things like that on Sundays. That's kind of my day of indulgence where I get to eat fruit. Anyway, which may sound weird to you, but I have just found that if I eat way too much fruit during the week, I don't do well. Oh, I'm just adding in the whole pint. Well, what do you know? Alright, so I've just got it mixed in there. And it looks beautiful. Then I'm going to put on my walnuts. Of course, you can use any nuts and seeds. I think a good combination would be peaches and almonds. Not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna end up adding more walnuts to this tomorrow as I start eating down, because there's absolutely no way that I can eat through all of this in one sitting. It's gonna take me 2 or 3 turns. And then I just top with the raw local honey. Raw and unfiltered is what you want. I haven't forgotten that somebody has asked for a honey an allergies video. I just am wanting to find honeycomb. I haven't been able to do that yet. And that is it. I can't tilt it to you to show you, but it's just got, there it is. It's just got the walnuts and the honey just sitting right on top. I'm not going to stir those in. And I'm just going to stick it into the refrigerator. So obviously I'm sure you have thought of ways to make that recipe your own. Not sorry that I was interrupted there, because my favorite person in the whole world called, and I'm sorry he takes precedence over this. There are different things that you can add to the overnight notes to make them, to boost their flavor, to boost their nutrition. You can stir in some protein powder, greens powder. I like the alkaline greens and the Ultra Cleanse from Topeka. I've also used their vanilla lean protein, and it was great. I really like the vanilla lean protein in the overnight notes. You can change up the fruit that you put in and the nuts that you put in. You don't have to put in fruit. You don't have to put in nuts. You don't have to have honey. I love blackberries and honey and sprinkling a little bit of maca powder over it, which I might do. I might sprinkle a little maca before I dive in tomorrow. I just don't want to put that in overnight because I like the dry maca with that for some reason. But I could stir the maca in there. You could put in your Ceylon cinnamon. You could, you know, I think, like I said, peaches and almonds would be a really good combination. I did strawberries and walnuts last week, you know, so just make it your own and do what you want. Yeah, it's going to be delicious. I already know. And I'm just going to wrap up the video there. So I love you, but Jesus loves you more. Please like and comment. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And